man, do we have a bunch in store for you this evening. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but this is history.
Yes,
Enjoy
sir.
the rest of the evening. Peace, peace, y'all.
Check it out. Peace.
Party people in the place to be, live from Break Free Worldwide headquarters. Welcome to the Break Free Worldwide podcast, everybody. Woo! 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 If you're watching, I want you to go, woo! 3, 2, 1. Woo! That's right, baby. This is Space City Classic 2021.
Man, we're back.
We're back.
Opening event
We never
of
left.
the year.
Opening 1 of 5 global championship breaking events. Global championship breaking events. Say it 5 times fast.
Global, I forgot, what was it?
Global breaking championship events.
Global Breaking Championship events.
That's right.
Global Breaking Championship events. Everybody together.
Global Breaking Championship events. Global Breaking Championship events. Global Breaking Championship events.
All right.
Global.
Now,
Man.
let's get to business, y'all, because
Business.
I don't know if y'all seen the lineup for Space City Classic 2021, but top 8 B-boy, top 8 B-girl. Wow. Wow.
Insane.
Wowza.
Yes.
Wowza.
We have
That's how you
breakers.
say. That's how you say wow in German.
That's right.
Wowza.
So, we have breakers from around the world coming to Houston, Texas, Break Free headquarters, February 26th through the 28th, Space City Classic 2021. We've been working hard, guys, to give you what you need. This is what you want and what you need, because in consideration of everything going on in the world, guys, we do our best to provide a safe, inspiring, and engaging platform for artists around the world. That's what the Break Free Worldwide Championship
Absolutely.
Breaking Series is. So I am personally very, very excited for this weekend. I get, for the first time in a year and a half, I get the feeling like before a big jam. You know what I mean? That feeling that you get before a big jam, all the pressure.
What I like about it is that I don't have to compete and I don't have to judge.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy the show. I mean, of course, we got an MC, but I get to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to be great for all you guys that are either, here on site or tuning in live from wherever you are in the world, is that you get to enjoy a good show. Some of the best will start arriving, I think, today.
Yeah,
right?
actually,
Today.
First talent gets in today.
It's going to be something extraordinary. Like I said, it's going to be history. You have some of the top B-boys and B-girls that are going to be going head-to-head right here in Houston, Texas. I cannot wait. I mean, this week is going to be jam-packed with excitement. It's going to be unity. It's going to be fun. It's going to be peace. I can't wait, man.
$13,500 on the line.
Wow.
All right, what's that breakdown? What's that look like?
It looks like a lot because I see it leave our bank account.
But yeah, the same prize money, we said this a lot, but we reiterate it because it's very important. We think it's a very big step in
Absolutely.
in unity and fairness and equality amongst everything in the breaking scene. And that's equal prize money for B-boys and B-girls. Same treatment, y'all, and the round format, 3-3-5, right? From
Yeah,
the top 8 down.
I think the 3-3-5 format should be almost standard, especially if it's like a top 8 or a top 16. You get to see more rounds from the breakers. I think a lot of the 1-1-2-3 or 2-2-1, the 2-2-3-3 or something like that. I don't think you can really get everything that a breaker can actually bring, right? And so it's easy for anybody to win a 1-round battle, but 3 rounds, it's a little bit more significant. It's going to be a little bit more diverse in terms of style, energy, consistency, and so I'm excited to see these high-level breakers perform at these rounds, especially at the final. I mean, in reality, they're only coming from the top 8, so the final should even be you know,
Still high energy.
yeah, because
Yes.
I think in order to go through the entire competition, I think it's 9 rounds, right? So, you know, considering that there are no tiebreakers and things like that,
Right.
9 rounds to get to the final. I think if you're a high level competitor, 10 rounds should be easy for you.
Yeah.
You know.
And just to touch on that, the levels of the B-boys and B-girls, the different styles. This is what's going to make the battle so unique, is the styles of each of the individuals competing. It's going. I mean, we've got power styles, we've got foundational styles, we've got. I mean, it's all going to be happening. That's what's going to make these battles so unique. It's going to go down. I mean, if you guys are not tuning in right now, you need to tune in, because Space City Classic is going to be the first gem of the year to kick off, and it's going to be spectacular.
And one of the coolest things, man, is, you know, with this being invite for this first event, you know, our other events are going to have online qualifiers. The first one is actually live right now, BreakX Grand Jam, that's open for everybody to submit their rounds, and the winners of that will get a flight and accommodation to our BreakX Grand Jam Global Championship event in March. So this is
And they get to earn points.
Yes,
So
on the leaderboard.
If you guys notice, we launched a leaderboard ranking or standing system where you can earn points by competing in our events. And with this leaderboard, we're gonna give away another $50,000 in cash
Say it
prizes.
again.
Man.
Say it
Another $50,000 in
What?
cash prizes.
Don't say it again.
So yeah, all right. I don't want to say it again.
Yeah, I don't.
It hurts
Don't
my
remind
soul.
us,
It hurts
don't
my,
remind us.
my inner being. My freaking spirit is bruised. But anyways, like, this is a great opportunity for you guys. You know, you don't always have to win an event. Just place, get on the bracket,
Yes.
and you're gonna earn points, and it gives you an opportunity to earn some money. Especially with the online events. I know some of you guys that really dig the on-site and what we're used to. But if you want to earn more points, you know, definitely get on those online platforms, those online battles, because it's going to give you an opportunity to have an edge on people that are just focusing on site.
Yep.
So especially if you want to make a little extra cash at the end of the year, I'm not saying it's about money, but at the end of the day, it is about money. So you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win some money.
Well,
you know?
on the BreakX note, you know, this is not an official announcement, but you know, of course, with COVID-19, we're doing our best to manage and still get these opportunities. But we will be making this official announcement in the next week. But I would say for the Global Championship, again, we will probably have limited spectator tickets available, but our hope is to have it open, in addition to the online qualifier, for people to come down and have an opportunity to do prelims here, live in Houston, Texas.
Right.
And,
Wow.
and we'll actually have tickets on sale for that too, coming out soon. So just to forecast ahead, but go check out BreakX Grand Jam and the online qualifier and submit your rounds for that today. On the note of Space City, man, I think, you know, we're here to talk about the first round matchups.
Yeah.
And this being top 8 invite only, we have the luxury of this battle having matchups and having a storyline behind it, and knowing, having the pressure built up and having the stage set for the night, right?
Yes.
So you're already smiling, you already know.
I'm like, man, this is going to be something crazy. I mean, the 1 versus 1. How do we even set this off? What are we starting with? Are we starting with the B-girls?
The B-girl
Oh
battles,
man,
yo.
the B-girl battles.
Yes, yes. And the first battle that we have set for the night will be B-girl MACCA versus B-girl Kate. USA versus Europe. Philadelphia, Atlanta versus Ukraine, y'all.
Man.
Monster Energy. This is a crazy, crazy battle just to kick off the night for the B-girls, y'all. What do y'all think?
Man, it's hard to say, man. Both B-girls are extremely incredible, and I think, you know, MACCA always brings that original rawness when she breaks, and Kate's so diverse in her style. I think sometimes people underestimate her kind of stylistic diversity when she breaks, but you know, she's full of moves, style, finesse, and I'm excited to see them get down. And so I think that it's going to be a good contrast in terms of the battle competition between Kate and MACCA. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. You know what I mean? It's hard to say who's going to advance in that round. And so that's why we're doing this for you guys too. That you know, we want you guys to comment below, let people know what's up, let us know your thoughts, and also if you don't know already, but we also have a bracket contest going on. So again, MACCA, straight, original, foundational, raw style, musicality to the core, right? And then you got Kate, who is super diverse in moves and musicality, but it's just finesse with it. She can finesse the floor, she can finesse the beats that she's breaking to, and so it's going to be exciting to watch both of them get down. I don't want to pick a winner. If you guys want to pick a winner, I'm going to toss it over to you guys.
Well, I got to say, you know, on the surface, if you address their strengths, like you talked about MACCA having, you know, her strength is definitely music and feeling and getting down and bugging out like that. And Kate, I guess you could say on the surface, her strength is you know, technical, finesse, flow, things like that. But I think even the great thing I like about this battle is, you know, if you take MACCA, for example, she gets down to music, but she's also very technical, and she has that flow too. And same thing with Kate. She's very technical, and she has that flow, but she also gets down to the music too. So I think there's a balance. And at the end of the day, if you guys saw our first podcast, I had MACCA winning this whole thing. So I got to take my girl MACCA for this first round. Because I think when it comes down to it, you know, again, anything can happen, but I think when somebody, you know, is in tune with the music and their approach is music first and everything lines up for that evening and they're really bugging out and expressing to that, it's very hard to beat somebody like that. So I'm going to go with MACCA on this one.
Cool. Okay. I agree. I'm going to have to go with MACCA on this one as well. I mean, both B-girls are super, super fresh. Both got really, really unique styles. I think one of the first time I've seen MACCA was in, I think, Outbreak 3, 2004 or 3 or something like that. But I mean, she's been killing it for a long time. She is very, very, very musically inclined. So it's going to be a really great battle. For me, I'm going to go with MACCA on this one.
Yeah, man, I think it's a crazy way to kick off the evening.
It is.
You know, I think MACCA versus Kate. First battle, Space City Classic. Y'all can look forward to February 27th live, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, and one more thing, you know, especially with that battle is, you know, people forget that, especially in breaking competitions, like anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. You can be the most prepared, you can be the most musically inclined, you can have the most moves, all your rounds set and ready to go. But once the pressure's on, the judges are watching you, people are tuning in watching you, the audience is there, and everything kicks in, the pressure's felt very different. So no matter how much you're prepared or how experienced the competitors think that they are, anything can happen. And that's the beauty of seeing so many dope competitors on the lineup. And I know MACCA and Kate, they both have to give it their all. I love one of the comments that was left on our Instagram, and it said that every battle is a final battle. And I think that every competitor coming in, and in MACCA and Kate setting it off, they have to go in with this mentality. They have to go in with that every single round matters, and that you cannot just let a round go by, right? Sometimes B-boys and B-girls, especially myself, I have the tendency, if someone does something that I just think that may be whack or that I can beat, I end up beating myself because I don't go out there and treat it like a final battle. And so I end up losing the round. And so my advice to all the competitors is like, treat every round like it's your last round.
That's right. Yeah, the element of surprise, you know, the spontaneity and breaking, that's going to be on full display, and I agree 100%. So you know, whatever predictions we give tonight, and I think as we open up this world of like being able to give analysis for breaking, and I look forward to that being more and more prevalent over the years, like we're going to see that. But I think we always need to know, like, that's what makes breaking special from everything else, is that things just pop off and you never know what's going to happen, you know. The next battle to pop off, the second battle of the B-girl bracket, we got B-girl Lady Jules versus B-girl Wanda.
Ooh.
What can you guys say about this? I think, you know, just to kick it off and spark it off, this is obviously on the surface like a battle of a veteran versus somewhat of a newcomer, new generation, but both very in tune with this culture and have raw essence to it. So I'll toss it over to you guys. What do y'all think about Jules versus Wanda?
You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Man, all right, I'll take this one. I mean, Jules. I've been seeing Jules since the Pro-Am days. I mean, she is a veteran in the game. She is very inclined, very in tune with the music. I think she's gonna bring it. I somewhat think she may be somewhat of an underdog in this battle, but I think Jules is gonna bring the heat. But I gotta say, funky, fresh Wanda. Oh man, she is just so musically inclined. She always is rocking the beat. She's always in tune to what she's doing. Everything she does is on beat. She's hitting it and she's bringing it. So for this battle, it's tough, man. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Wanda, man.
Wanda, cool. Yeah, I think this one's a tough one for me as well. You know, Jules has been a long time friend of mine for years and years, and I remember her back in the Pro-Am days and back in the early 2000s. And I think she won one of the Pro-Ams.
Yes.
She won one of the Pro-Ams, and I think she won it with Ness, with Alien Ness.
Bonnie and Clyde.
I could be correct if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember. I think this was 2001. And you know, like Jeremy said, this is definitely one of those battles where it's like the OG versus you know, the young blood of breaking today, which I don't want to even discredit Wanda by saying that, because Wanda's a beast with it. She's just so funky. She brings the finesse as well, and she's very, very tough to beat. She's very, very tough to beat. I would love to see Jules come out on top on this one, just because it's always nice to see, you know, people come back and bring that passion and that fire that they've always brought to the competitions and to the scene. And so it's for that reason that I would love for Jules to shine on this one. But I think it's going to be very tough for her, because Wanda has won a lot of competitions. She's been killing it nonstop, and her style is so fresh, so experienced in today's competition. I think that Jules' style is not ready for today's competition yet. Doesn't mean that she can't come with her experience, but for that reason, I think that Jules definitely has a challenge. But because I loved kind of this underdog story, where in reality Jules isn't really an underdog, but she in this case is. So I would love for her to kind of shine on this battle. But again, it's going to be another crazy battle. I think the styles actually match really, really well. If you know Lady Jules' style, she brings a very traditional, original, what I like to call is kind of that rock steady style, where it's very foundational, but it has that aggressive rawness with its own creativity. And that's kind of how I see Wanda as well, you know, with their own flavor and their own funk to it. So I'm excited to see that battle, man. And I'm excited for Jules.
The thing is, man, I think Jules is hungry. I've been seeing her, you know, comment on Break Free social media. I even see her like out with Honey Rockwell. Shout out to Rockwell Dance Academy. And, and she, you know, Jules is I think I see a hunger, like just from afar, you know, just on digital media, just on social, I can see that, you know, for her, for me, it seems like she doesn't even care about veteran or come underdog or all that. It just feels like she's hungry and she's there to kill it. So I think that might be trouble for Wanda, you know, like when you have somebody like that who has the pressure off of them and they're really like, it seems like she's in it for the love of it, and she's motivated to do it, you know. So that might present some trouble for Wanda. But it's tough for me to pick somebody for this, because I think it's so even, you know. But Wanda definitely has one of the illest, like most sharp, on-point forms and styles when it comes to breakers in general, you know, especially on top. One of the illest tops, I think, in the game. And it's one of the special battles, I think, of this top 8 B-girl bracket.
And not to forget, you know, both of these ladies are mothers.
Yeah.
You know, they're both mothers, and so, you know, they devote a lot of time to their families and to their kids. And also, Wanda is a rising entrepreneur. You know what I mean? I saw she's promoting her guacamole. You know, and I told her, I said, I hit her up yesterday. I said, you better bring some.
You better bring
some to the team.
Yeah, you better bring
that
guac.
What I mean? Slide it under the table, get those extra points. You know?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want nothing to do with the judging. It just sounded good. But no, man, and it's tough. It's tough to balance that life when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a parent, and then you got your own personal things going on. It's extremely tough to get in that competitive mindset. But again, once you step onto the floor, it's like you forget about everything and it's time to go. And so I know that these ladies are going to bring it.
So Lady Jules and Wanda, let us know your thoughts in the comments now. But to keep it rolling, the third battle of the B-girl bracket, top 8, Space City Classic 2021. Yo, we got B-girl Sunny versus B-girl PEP-C, y'all. What? This is crazy. East Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast battle.
East Coast.
Both B-girls coming from the East Coast. Sunny, the more experienced one, she just represented at BC1. She did great there, and Sunny, I think, is one of the top names when it comes to USA B-girls. But PEP-C, definitely up and comer, and definitely making noise. You know, she killed it. I remember in our online battles last year, and coming out of Philly, y'all, or representing Indianapolis as well, and that's where she resides. This is probably, I would say, this is my favorite matchup of the top 8.
Yeah, this one's gonna be tough. This one's gonna be tough because you know, this one is a good contrast of styles.
Yes.
You know, I think Sunny, when she breaks, she's a lot more relaxed. She knows what she's gonna do. Where someone like PEP-C, she kind of just goes with the flow. I think she has an idea of the moves and everything that she's gonna throw, but she's gonna feel it and she's just gonna go. And that element of surprise sometimes is very tough to beat, because you don't know exactly what's gonna happen. On the flip side, those element of surprise, kind of strategic battle approaches sometimes can go a different way for you, where someone like Sunny is always organized and prepared, right? And so for this one, I'm gonna have to go with Sunny. I just think she's just a little sharper in terms of the connection of just being organized and being ready to kind of just attack. But I'm not counting Pep-C completely out. I think this one will be very, very close, but I will have Sunny's just kind of more organized structure in terms of her rounds and the format of her sets. Sure. Kind of just edge it out.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. The abstract style of Pep-C could go either way. But for me, I'm going to have to go with Pep-C on this one. I think she's going to come in hungry. I think she's going to want it a little more. I mean, I know Sunny is coming off big wins and stuff, but for me, I think the abstract style might just do it for her in this battle. I think she's going to come to Houston. I think she's going to hit her moves, and she's going to kind of make a statement. So it's going to be kind of like, who's going to go back to the East Coast, the #1, you know, like who's going to be Queen of the East right now. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think my pick for this battle is going to go with Pep-C just because, man, I just remember a moment that she had in her round, I think it was for Break Free Day, when she just started bugging out. And like, remind you, this is an online battle, this is a digital platform, but like I felt her energy, and that's so hard to do, I think. And there was only a few moments throughout all of our online events last year where like it sticks out in my head, and I think Pep-C had one where she just started to hit some knee rocks on beat somehow,
I remember that.
Despite lag or whatever it may be. And like I was like, yo, like that sticks out for me. So that moment I think helps and has me going with Pep-C because, you know, I think a dancer like Pep-C, she thrives off of energy, and like being a year and a half without an on-site battle, like I feel like it's an animal in a cage, ready to be released. You know, with all respect to Sunny as well, who, you know, is one of the top breakers in the world and has such a technical, foundational, and organized style, like you said, Moy. I'm gonna have to go with the spontaneity on this one with Pep-C. So
dope. We're excited.
And to round out the top 8, y'all, Space City Classic, the final battle of the top 8 B girl round. This is again, you mentioned it earlier, Moy, but the final battle. Every single battle is like a final battle for the B girls. RASCAL, RANDI versus JILOU, y'all. Oof. This is crazy.
Can we get a woo?
USA versus USA versus Europe, y'all. USA versus Europe. RASCAL, RANDI versus JILOU. I don't know, man. I think this is one of the closer ones. You know, I think the styles are matched up in here. JILOU, I think, is more internationally known, I guess, in a way. And we have the bracket contest, which you mentioned. And if you go to IG right now, we have the community's results on who they think. And JILOU is actually like, I think I saw above 50% prediction to win this whole thing.
Big piece of that pie.
So considering that, what do y'all think? RASCAL, RANDI's the underdog for this, I guess. What are y'all thoughts on this battle?
I'll be very honest. I've seen very little of RANDI. A lot of it was more recent, but her style is super fresh, it's super unique, and I dig it. I like it a lot. I'm excited to see that style kind of come to life in front of me and in front of everybody there. So I'm excited to see. I have to go with JILOU just out of experience. I do have some concerns for her. I know she was coming off of just being injured. And a lot of the times those injuries can take a big toll, kind of spur of the moment. You think that you feel good, and all of a sudden you don't. So I know JILOU has a ton of experience competing. I'm not saying RANDI doesn't. It's just from my personal experience and knowledge. JILOU is a world traveler. She's competed at a lot of events, and I've seen her win a ton of those events. And so I'm excited to see this battle because I do want RANDI to shock me. Yeah. And I do want that style to come to life because from what I kind of scrolled through her Instagram the other day, and I just kind of wanted to just get the vibe of what she's going to bring because I'm excited. I'm a fan of Breakin, you know, and so I want to see what these competitors are going to bring, and so I wanted to learn a little bit more about her. And so I love the uniqueness. I love the rawness of her style. I'm excited to see it, but I'm going to have to go with JILOU edging this one out. Yeah,
JILOU being the community favorite, I guess, this is probably the most underdog versus overdog favorite. Yes, you know, this is probably out of all the top 8 battles. Yes. So this does present the opportunity for RANDI to shock the world, to prove everybody wrong, you know. And I've seen RANDI get down, and I think she has a very organic, like, in-tune style, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's comfortable on the floor. And I think the same for JILOU as well. JILOU, I guess, with more experience, being more refined when it comes to dynamic moves, I think that's why people give her the edge. But I wouldn't count RASCAL, RANDI out because that you know, being comfortable, it can be a dangerous thing when it comes to battles. Like if you're facing a comfortable dancer, like you're in danger. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're in danger if someone's comfortable and in tune.
In their zone.
Everything lines up. So, but if I have to give my pick, I will have to go with JILOU to go with the more experienced one because I'm a fan of her style as well, and I think the experience might carry her out to this one. But much respect to RASCAL Randy. I would love to see her shock the world and take this one too.
Yeah, man. So to go like for me, I'm feeling like it's gonna be an underdog night. I'm telling you guys.
That'll be fresh.
Yeah. You've got JILOU. I mean, one of Europe's best. She's all over right now. You can see her everywhere on all platforms. But then you have RANDI, who's got everything to freaking prove. Randy, I'm sorry. She got everything to prove. Everything. Like, she's got to come in here. She's got to shut it down. And I think she just might do that. She's going to get everybody in tune in what she's doing, how she's vibing. Yeah. And I think everybody's going to be feeling that, man. I think for me, I'm going to have to go with RASCAL.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to do it, man.
I think that's the beauty of it, though. The beauty of it is that, again, every battle is a final battle. Yeah. Underdog or overdog, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you guys were saying, sometimes those underdogs just want to be unleashed, and they feel like they got something to prove. And in this case, it might be a must-win opportunity for them. And so, who knows, man? All I know is that everyone's gonna come ready, and they're gonna do their best.
Yeah.
And regardless of results, I think everybody should be excited just to be this far ahead, especially with going a year and a half with no on-site events and then coming together and just vibing out and having a good time. Because at the end of the day, afterwards, we can all go out to eat and have fun.
Right. You know what? Little Rascals is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go with RASCAL Randy.
Nah, you can't do that.
Little Rascals, bro. Y'all seen Little Rascals, right?
Alfalfa.
Yeah.
Hey.
Man, let's keep it moving.
Yeah,
let's
so
keep it moving.
Top 8 B-Girls, the stage is set February 27th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on Breakthrough Worldwide. Are you going to tune in for the B-Girl battle?
Tone in!
For the B-Girl battle. Are you going to tone up and tune in or what? For these B-Girl battles.
Tony.
The stage is set. It's going to be there. Where are you going to be for these B-Girl battles? So much respect to our top 8 B-Girls. We wish you safe travels. We know you guys are starting to come in. So can't wait to have you guys in.
Hey, Jeremy, and another thing is, shout out to all the B-Girls, but shout out to all the judges who are going to be in the hot seat. Because, man, they have a job in store for them.
Lee Rock, Little John, Ronnie. We also have Flowmaster and Just Skills, y'all. What can you say about that lineup?
Yeah, all I can say, if you do got something to say,
you get smoked.
You can ask one of them what you did wrong.
Don't ask
Don't ask us.
Don't come up to me and tell me who do I think won.
Yeah,
ask those guys.
Because we're gonna be judging
ask those guys,
but in our heads.
Yeah, because you got experience.
We judging right now. We ain't even seen the battles. We judging.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
we just some judging judges.
On that note, y'all ready for the B-Boy first round? Top 8 first round matchups, y'all.
Bro, this is gonna be some fireworks.
Like I said, y'all, this invite opportunity gives us the opportunity to set the stage and have a storyline built up to it. In the first battle of the night for the B-Boy battle, there's definitely a storyline behind this, right?
Yeah.
B-Boy ZEKU versus B-Boy Victor. Florida versus Florida. Who is the king of Florida?
Who is the king? Is it South
That's just
Florida?
what it comes down to.
It's literally Orlando versus
to.
Miami. Who's gonna take the crown?
Yeah.
Who you got, Ter?
Yeah, put the spotlight on you, bro.
All right. I love both B-Boys.
How much you love them?
But for this first battle, man, I'm going to have to go with my man, ZEKU. I mean, I love Victor. Victor has won multiple championships. He has a very, very original style. He has deep roots in Florida. But I feel right at this moment, I feel like ZEKU is what we've been saying, an animal in a cage waiting to be released. This guy is training nonstop every day. If you follow him, his moves are crazy right now. I think his rounds, his level, his endurance, how he trains, I think it's really going to show. I feel he's hungry. I feel like he's trying to be the king right now. I'm going to have to go with ZEKU.
Man,
this one's going to be tough. I'll go next. I'll go next. You know, of course, I'm a fan of ZEKU. I'm a fan of Victor. Victor, I've battled Victor, I've battled ZEKU, and both of these guys are extremely, extremely tough to beat. Very, very tough to beat.
Yep.
And that's what makes this battle special. Alongside you guys talking about that storyline, they have a history of wanting to compete. You got the Monster Red Bull deal. You got the Florida thing. You got the Young Guns Rising thing. Like, there's a lot of things that are kind of lined up for this battle. And, you know, they have a history of competing against each other and wanting to be on top. Both of them are crazy, crazy tough competitors in terms of their competitiveness and their drive to get better every single day. You know, ZEKU is training nonstop, probably more than anybody that I can think of, but I wouldn't count Victor out either because I see him training nonstop and I follow everything that he's doing, and it's going to be one of those battles that it's going to be so close.
Yes.
But just because I think that ZEKU just might want it a little bit more, and from everything that he's been posting and his cockiness, his ego, and I always call him like the little Conor McGregor of breaking, right? Like it's either gonna go right for you or bad for you.
Yeah.
But in this one, I think it's gonna go right for him, and so I'm gonna have to go with ZEKU on this one.
To give some context, I think there's some there's deeper battle history than this, but to give context for two of the recent ones that stick out in my mind, it was ZEKU versus Vic in the Sketcher Jam in China. I believe that was 2 years ago.
Yes.
One of the biggest jams in China. And
BIS.
BIS, battle in Shanghai, actually. And how many rounds did that go? I know it went to a tiebreaker, right? I think it was
four rounds, and then
five
it
or
was
six.
rounds.
Yeah. So that was crazy. If you haven't checked that, check it out now. But ZEKU actually came out on top in that one. And then after that, I know at freestyle session in the 2-on-2, it was Vic, and I don't know who his partner was. Was it Rox? Vic and Rox versus Sweet Pea and Zek.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And actually Zek and Sweet Pea came out on top for that one too. So I think those are the two most recent ones, with ZEKU coming out on top, and that's the storyline built there. So outside of all that, you've heard that about the King of Florida, you know, who is that? Who's representing Florida the most? Who's going to kill it and be crowned that champion? But I think if you look at the skills, man, like it's a crazy matchup outside of the storyline, just on a skill set. Like, both are very powerful, dynamic B-boys. Yeah. I think when it comes to energy, like as far as tying it in with the music, Victor might have the edge a little bit, but I think ZEKU's hunger definitely shines out in this battle. So I'm going to go with ZEKU on this one as well, because I just think, you know, whoever wants it the most definitely has the edge when it comes to that night. So not to discredit Victor, I know he wants it as well, but it comes down to that night, just like we said, and who wants it the most. I definitely think kicking off the B-boy bracket with this battle, you know, it sets the stage. It sets the stage for
really
pressure,
high.
The pressure, the energy, the storyline, man, it's going to be wild.
This is going to be really good, man. This is going to be a really good battle. And I do want to say one more thing about Victor, because I want him to hear it from myself that, like, I think that his style is one of the most complete styles that I've seen. He's really good at a lot of different things, and it's tough to be that way as a breaker. It's tough to be really good. A lot of B-boys, B-girls, they may be really good in one area, but he's very complete and very diverse in so many different things, and he trains it all. And I even love that, like, in the past year or two, I've seen even the flow of his footwork just get more defined and more solid, and so I'm excited to kind of just see a more developed Victor this time around. And
I think Vic has some of the nastiest footwork.
He does, and that's why
people
I'm bringing
don't associate
it out. That's why I'm bringing
it out.
I'm bringing it out now because I've been noticing that, and I think some people might underestimate Victor in that area, and I'm saying that he's really good in all these areas, and you know, you got to be careful with that. Yeah,
for sure. And you know, personally, I've seen, like, you know, in 2011, 2012, when I was coming up, I remember seeing Vic. You know, Vic's in the same generation as myself, I would consider, and I think ZEKU kind of follows right after that. So I had a first row seat to both of their rise, and I battled both of them, battled with ZEKU. So, you know, it's going to be crazy. I think it was intentional the way we set this up to kick off the night like that.
And last thing, and Vic, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that Break Free was the first jam to ever fly him out. To ever fly him out. And rest in peace, Max One. But Max One put that recommendation in, and he was like, "Mo, you got to bring Victor out to these. You got to give him an opportunity on the
B-boy spot."
Styles.
And so, so Vic, it's nice to bring you back to Break Free, man, and get down with us.
Yep. So, what do y'all think? We want to hear your thoughts for this first Crazy matchup. And don't forget, Friday is our media day where we actually will be hearing from the competitors. They'll be facing off. You'll see what goes down there. I think some things will pop off, so be sure to tune in for that Friday media day as well. Moving on into our second battle, y'all.
Let's go.
The second battle for the B-Boy bracket, Space City Classic 2021, B-Boy JEFFRO versus B-Boy El Nino. Boogie. Yo. Oof. We did a good job of doing these matchups. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah.
Man. Let's be clear. We didn't do no pull-out name in the hat. We wanted to. This is a show. This is a production. This is a matchup, and this is our genuine analysis into what is going to be the best first-round matchups. And I think we did a good job with this one. El Nino versus JEFFRO.
Oof. You go first.
Man, I think if you break down the styles, I think it's kind of a similar storyline to a lot of the other battles, but JEFFRO's associated more so with musicality, you know, dancing to the music like that. Pookie's the traditional, foundational style, man. I think in this one, if you've noticed the trends in my style and my picks, I like the spontaneity, I like the element of surprise, I like people who are musically inclined first, right? And that's not to say El Nino isn't, but JEFFRO, man, like, I think a lot of people miss a lot of what he does on the floor. One being because he's so fast, but two because I just think he's paving the way for like what it means to really dance to the music. It's not just about timing to a beat, hitting it on the one or accenting the music, but JEFFRO actually I think goes from the 1 to the 8 and everything in between and goes on different tempos, and that's missed. Those details are unfortunately missed a lot or not appreciated, I feel like. But I think if JEFFRO can time himself with that, I think he can really shine. And but when it comes to El Nino, I think one of the most experienced breakers in the game, man. And outside of the experience, I think it's undeniable, like what he drops on the floor and that Floor Lord's flow, man.
Crazy.
Everything that he brings, not just with the history, but just in every single moment. Like, I don't think I've ever seen El Nino underperform. You know what I mean? So this is going to be tough for JEFFRO, but I do actually have JEFFRO winning the whole thing, I think. So I'm going to go with JEFFRO on this
Damn,
battle.
you went out and just said it.
Oh, all right.
I'll go next. I think for me, you know, I would love for both of them to come out and just give it their all. And I do think that this is going to be one of those, like, who makes the slightest mistakes type battle, because they're both very defined and refined dancers in terms of their styles and what they bring. I think I'm going to go with El Nino, just literally barely edging this one out, because I think that El Nino has way more experience. I also think that he's ready to unleash. It's been a minute since he's really competed, and you know, he has a history of winning every event and coming out extremely brutally talented every time he touches the floor. And you know, and I know you talked about how Jeff has that kind of this element of surprise style as well, but El Nino has that same impact on the dance floor as well. And I just think that his style is a little more organized, and I think that that's the reason why I have El Nino. But I would love to see Jeff win. Of course, I'm a fan of Jeff. I'm a fan of everything he got going on. I just think that in this battle, it's really going to come down to who makes the slightest mistakes. And really, that's what's going to set it off. So I'm not saying that El Nino is better than Jeff or Jeff is better than El Nino. I just think with this, experience is going to win. And I think that El Nino is going to come prepared, and he's going to let his experience shine. Where JEFFRO, I'm just afraid that he might get overexcited and might slip up on some things. And I hope that if JEFFRO's tuning in, I hope that he can, you know, definitely correct me and shock me and just say, like, I did that, and that's for you. You know, and that's what I want him to do. Because, of course, you know, he's one of our guys, one of the monster guys, and I'm going to be harder. I'm going to be harder on them, and I want him to come out on top. But he has a lot in store with El Nino in front of him.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I mean, the story starts with them. It doesn't start any better than, let's just go back to Lords of the Floor when he got pulled out of the bag. He's blown up since then. I mean, El Nino has got experience. He's got a lot of battles under his belt. I think he's going to bring it. He has it, like I said, he's going to unleash, like you said, he's going to unleash. It's been a while since he's been to an on-site battle, so I think he's going to really bring the heat. For me, I'm going to take JEFFRO on this one. I mean, Jeffro is on the come up, man. This guy is, when I say he trains, not only does he train, he does fit break. I mean, he is doing it all right now. You have to pay attention to detail when you're watching Jeffro because there's just so many details within his movement. I mean, I think he's going to bring it. He's going to bring the energy. I'm going to have to go with Jeffro on this one.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I think out of the B-boy and B-girls, this is probably the closest battle, I got to say. Out of all the matchups, this is probably the closest battle out of every single one, 49-50. 51-48, like I think that's what it comes down to. It's gonna come down to the smallest details.
One arm versus another arm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Micro details. It's gonna come down to that, yo. Who's wearing the better beanie or clothes that day?
Yeah,
sometimes it goes down like who's fresh.
I'm hyped,
shoe
man.
flies off.
I'm so hyped. I think these battles are just gonna be crazy.
Moving along, y'all. The third battle for Space City Classic 2021 B-boy bracket. This battle is Houston, Texas versus Florida. B-boy Beast Boogie versus B-boy Stripes, y'all. Break Free Zone Beast Boogie versus Main Ingredients Flipside King Stripe. I gotta say, to kick this off, this is a battle of like control. Both B-boys have control of what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I can't remember the last time I've seen either of them mess up in a round.
I
don't
mean,
think I've seen either of them crash in a round, I must say.
I don't think I've ever seen Beast crash.
Yeah,
Ever.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Beast crash.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I want to start there because I think a lot of people underestimate Beast, but he has over 20 years of experience. He's won so many competitions with his crew previous to Havocoro, Vicious Germs. They were traveling around the world, winning so many different events, and he has a ton of experience. And I don't think that sometimes Beast gets the credit that he deserves. He's super talented, and again, I know people have mentioned this a lot about Roxrite, you know, and so shout out to Roxrite, but he's also Beast is also one of those people that I've never seen like rare, or it's rare that he crashes.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to see him. Although I do think that Stripes has the edge because he has more one-on-one competition experience, and I think that he brings an element of surprise in his style that is so unique, but it's so controlled.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that bring this element of surprise, but it's not so controlled.
Yeah.
And I think that he is so controlled when he breaks, and you don't know which direction that it's coming from, that sometimes that element of surprise is really surprising. And it's almost one of those things where you're just gonna be like, can you rewind that? Because you want to see it again.
Yeah.
And that's what Stripes brings. I'm not counting Beast out completely, and I don't think that you guys should too. But I know if there was one thing that would be heavy on my heart and in my mind about Beast right now, I know that Beast was just not recently, but he was recently dealing with an injury, but the injury isn't recent. And so I hope that doesn't take a big toll off of what he wants to do in terms of his performance. But I'm excited to see this battle because I hope that Beast can go out there and give the performance that he wants to bring so he can get the credit that he deserves. Because I think that it is going to be tough for Stripes.
Havocoro versus Flipside Kings.
Yeah.
There's history in that too. I don't know if y'all realize. It reminds me of at Style Limit's anniversary, there was an exhibition between Palmer and Lego, Havocoro versus Flipside Kings. So it kind of gives me that same vibe. You know what I mean? Coming from HK, my crew, and respecting Flipside, and then being extended fan to Havocoro as well, man. I think there's a lot of history, and if you don't know that history, look it up. Flipside, Havocoro, man. But again, these two B-boys, these two breakers, these two artists, I think some of the most controlled form and techniques that I've seen in the game, man. Speaking on Stripes first, like it's crazy to see, man. Like I see on his social when he posts, his form and like the whip that he has with power in particular is unmatched. Like the form, when I think of like traditional breaking power form and air power and ground power, like Stripes fits that build, I think for sure. And him having that flip side flow, like you definitely can see the Lego influence in Stripes, man. And I think that is, Stripes is one of the favorites, I think, when it comes to the poll that we have in the bracket contest. Stripes is the favorite to win it. So this is another one of those underdog battles, man. I think I agree 100% to Moy whenever you say, like, Beast doesn't get the credit. And Beast, man, outside of the control, like, the 20 years of experience is going to show. And I think when it comes to music, like him getting down, like, he's a dancer. And I think a lot of people don't point that out. Like, whenever he gets down, he gets down. He's free, I believe. So I think Beast has a good mix of control while still being free in his movement. So I think this battle is a lot closer than what people may make it to seem.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. So for me, both of these guys, like you said, it's going to be really, really, really close. It's going to be come down to who messes up, really, because I've never seen either of them really crash. Stripes, I've seen him for many, many years coming up in Florida. He's got a super, super dope style. Very powerful, very explosive, makes you very engaged when he's danced. But for me, I'm going to have to go with Beast Boogie. I think Beast Boogie doesn't have a lot to prove, but he does within himself. I think he's very technical. I think he has everything that it takes to take the battle as long as he stays focused, stays on beat. I think, like you said, it's going to be super, super close. But I think H-Town is going to come on top that night, guys. He's a hometown representative. You know, people are going to be crazy when Houston touches the floor. I'm going to have to go with Beast Boogie on this one.
All right.
Yeah, man. Beast versus Stripes, flip side, Havocoro. Crazy. Third battle of the top 8 B-boy bracket. We only have one more battle left to roll out to you guys. And this last one, we're speaking about story. We're talking about how this opportunity for the invite only gives us the opportunity to set the stage and know that there's a storyline behind this. And you'll see that on Media Day on Friday when we get the interviews and you're able to see live everybody talk to each other and face off. And the story behind this one is crazy, y'all. The final battle of the top 8 first round B-boy bracket, Space City Classic 2021. MATITA versus Gravity, y'all. Chile versus New York. Latin America versus USA. They battled in the final battle of Solidarity 2020, the online event that we threw last year. It actually, to give more specifics to this, if you saw our Break Free Awards, you might have saw us mention there was a category where there was 2 votes that separated the second place from the winner. It was actually the battle of the year. There was 2 votes, which was eventually went to Hong Ten versus Hurricane, but Gravity versus MATITA were 2 votes away from winning battle of the year. And if you haven't seen that battle, go watch it because it was one of the craziest battles of 2020 for sure. So now you have that 2020 digital battle, right? And now we have them facing on site, face to face. The stage is set.
Yeah,
how crazy is that?
That's a crazy story. That's a crazy. And the craziest part about that story is when we saw MATITA get down, we instantly became fans. Like, I know we were watching this event through this digital realm, right, battling, but I mean, he was breaking in such a small room and doing just craziness, so controlled and so well kept in such tiny spaces that it really just made a huge impact on all of us here doing the event at Break Free. And then, so, you know, you got this guy that you never really heard of or ever heard of, and then now he's in Houston just like that. Months later, he's in Houston, like pursuing his dream.
First time in the USA.
First time in the USA. Pursuing his dream, wanting to get involved with Break Free, and just trying to find different ways to bring this knowledge and this culture back home to share with his community. So MATITA is hyped all kinds of ways. And I think that spark can be deadly. That can be super deadly. Because he's almost in these must-win opportunities.
Yes.
It's like a win or go home type deal. Yeah. But you know, when you have someone like Gravity, who, if you've battled Gravity and you get him first round, he's one of the toughest guys to ever beat first round. And you never know what Gravity's gonna throw at you. For me, I think Gravity has the edge in terms of experience, in terms of having that competitive knowledge of those first round battles, and he is the one to ever care about who's right across from him. It's just, I don't, this one's very tough to call for me. Like, of course I want Gravity to win, but I also want MATITA to win too, because, you know, his story of like just coming out of nowhere and now being on one of the biggest platforms he's probably ever been on. That's just a great story to continue and watch and see it flourish and grow. This one's hard for me. I have it pretty much even at this point for various reasons. So this was tough for me to call. I'm going to go over to you guys.
The 21-year-old Chilean, MATITA, y'all. Yeah, like Moy said, the story with just MATITA is crazy, from him to be just a digital existence in our world to actually being here. I remember whenever we picked him up from the airport. We're like, what if he's like this tall?
Yeah.
Like,
We're like, what if he sucks?
What if he's only good online, right? But we've actually been getting down with our brother Matita, and yo, like the energy is crazy, y'all. And the story, I think you've heard it so many times that, you know, out of the global scene, there's so many breakers around the world that don't get the shine that they deserve, right? So if you look back to 2020 and what we did and what events like Groovy Session did and Legit's Blast, like it gave that opportunity for the story of Matita to be birthed into existence, and all of that, like the story of hip hop and the universal language that we all are so familiar with and which we love with this culture, that's Matita, and it happened because of hip hop culture and everything that was birthed from it, right?
Yeah.
Now when it comes to this battle, Gravity took that online battle, right? I've been seeing Matita getting down, and I know we just joked about it, we're like, what if he was only good online? But I've gotten down with him in various settings, like here at Break Free, I was able to get down with him in my personal environment, like in our garage, to see him in that setting. And I've talked with him, and I think he's 21 years old, but he has the right approach to it, right? Moving on to Gravity, man, what can I say about Gravity? Like, I've battled him so many times, I've battled with him. I know his approach and his mentality as well, and I think when it comes to competitive spirit and being fierce with it and being relentless, I think Gravity is one of the top. Like it's unmatched when it comes to that. And I think I think I said El Nino versus JEFFRO was probably the closest matchup, but this is probably neck and neck right there, man.
Yeah.
Just because you have Matita with the underdog story and him losing the first time and him having everything to prove. You talked about somebody not having much to prove. I think Matita has everything to prove with this one, and Gravity as well. Like the stakes are high for him, just because I know Gravity approaches every battle like the stakes are high. You know what I mean?
The stakes are high here. This is part 2 of their battle, right? This is part 2, and why the stakes are high is Matita lost that final against Gravity, and Gravity took that W, right, in solidarity. So I know he wants to win this battle, right? And then on the other side, why I think it's going to be very close. Gravity wasn't even supposed to be in this battle. We had Hong Tin drop out last minute due to some COVID restrictions and travel restrictions, which we would love to have him here, but you know, unfortunately, due to that, we have to kind of, you know, keep it moving. And you know, Gravity got the next vote in, and we kind of reviewed several competitors, and Gravity was already hitting us up like, yo, why am I not on that lineup? So I know he's extremely hungry to win. So I know on the flip side, he's like, I wasn't even supposed to be in, but I'm ready to be in. And then you got Matita, who's like, you beat me the first time, I'm not gonna let it happen the second time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What a crazy story, man. If I could submit my pick, you know, I think I'll have to go with Matita on this one, just because, you know, with all respect to my brother Gravity and the experience I've seen, you know, the story of being an underdog, first time in the States, that energy being there. I think this has the potential to probably be the craziest battle of the first round.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But I will have to go with Matita and go with the underdog on this one. I think everything adds up to it, and I do submit my pick for Matita for this battle.
Yeah, man. I mean, this one's going to be a very, very close one as well. Craziness from both sides. I mean, Gravity's one of those dudes that, like Moy said, if you get him first round, he's one of those dudes that'll make you be like, man, I don't want to battle this guy. I mean, his explosiveness, his creativity, the energy he brings. I mean, he's a top contender. I mean, him being in this battle, it's something dangerous if he moves past this first round. And for me, though, I'm also a big fan of Matita, the way he views hip hop, the way he views our culture, how he approaches the dance. I've got to talk with him. I think I'm also, for this battle, with him being the underdog, having everything to prove. I mean, like we said, he came from the digital world, now he's on site, and now he's going against the best in the world. So I think there's a lot at stake for him. So I think on this one, I'm going to go with Matita, just based on his story alone. I think his hunger is going to come out. I think the energy is going to be there, and people are going to see a style that they haven't seen before. So I'm excited for that.
I will say this. My pick to win the whole competition was JEFFRO, but I'm going to say this. If Gravity can beat Matita the first round, I think Gravity will end up taking the whole thing. Just because Gravity is the person to definitely ride momentum and ride the wave. If you saw him on the event that he won for us last year, that was pure, like, after the first battle, if you look back, it was like kind of no question that he was going to win that one with his family behind him. And I think Gravity is a person and an artist who rides momentum and rides that wave. So my official pick is JEFFRO. I do think MATITA will take it against Gravity, but I'll say if Gravity does win that first round battle, he's gonna go.
Okay,
and take
so
it to the finals.
let's go here now. Let's go here. So with that being said, you heard our analysis for every single battle that's going down at Space City Classic. So now let's go and let's just pick who you got winning for the B-boys overall and who you got winning for the B-girls. So I know, let's start with you, Jeremy. You mentioned you
JEFFRO for the B-boys with a little asterisk to if Gravity does win that first round, I think he'll go and take it. And then for the B-girls, I'm going with MACCA. Got to go with MACCA on that one.
Okay. What do you got, Tara?
All right, so for me, for the B-boys, I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with the guy coming with everything to prove, the guy who wants to lay it all out. I'm going with MATITA for the whole thing for the top 8 B-boys. And for the top 8 B-girls, man, I'm going to have to still stick with my original pick because I think the abstract style is going to blow up in Houston. I'm going to have to go with PEP-C.
Solid.
All right, and so for me, for the B-boys, I'm going to have to go with the hungriest guy there, and I think that person is ZEKU. I'm going to have to go with ZEKU. I just feel like he's just going to do whatever it takes to win. And then for the B-girls, I mean, I would love to see, of course, MACCA win, me being, you know, just biased towards her because I'm a fan of her. She's monster, and we've been a long-time friend, but I have Sunny winning this competition. I just think Sunny is just so well organized and ready for competitions like this, and so I'm gonna have to go with Sunny for the B girls and ZEKU for the B boys.
Now, after all is said and done, we talked about it earlier how everything is decided in the moment with Breakin. That's what makes it special. But to compound that, I think these matchups are so close. It makes this such, you know, like we have that bracket contest, so we've seen everything come in, and we see the diversity in picks. And I think anything, and Breakin in general, anything can go, but with this stage and this platform and everything at stake, I think it really, anything can go on this night, man. So
yeah,
there's only one way to know who's going to win, and that's what?
Man, tune in, baby.
Tune in or be on site
February 27th.
February 27th.
So really quick, because I know we keep mentioning February 27th, but February 26th, we're going to do a press conference with all the competitors that will also be live on our YouTube channel. Tune into that because I think that's when you're first going to get the glimpse of the actual spark of the fireworks that are going to happen on the 27th.
And actually, before that, the 25th, we got Monster Night.
Yeah.
Monster Night's going to be crazy. There's already going to be people in town. The brackets are almost filled up.
Share some of the RSVP list.
Some of the RSVP list. So, I mean, we got some out-of-state guys, just to mention, just to drop some names. We got coming all the way from Miami. We got Doug. Breakin MIA. I mean, this guy's coming.
Strongest B-boy alive.
Strongest B-boy alive. This guy's combos are insane.
I think he's like 38.
Yeah. Okay. Dougie.
We got Doug. We got
Douglas.
Raw Mirez.
Oh, Phoenix.
So, Phoenix coming and Raw Mirez. I mean, this one's going to be awesome. And just a little hometown flavor. We got my man D-Tech signed up in there. D-Tech is going to be representing. Shout out to D-Tech. Make sure you make it out. It's going to be at our break-free Northeast location. It's going to be going down from 7 to 10 o'clock. If you haven't RSVP'd, I maybe have about 5 to 6 spots left. Please RSVP at bboy_tear. I'll get you on there. It's going to be hyped to set off the weekend. I don't know what better way this weekend can go.
So Thursday, Monster Night. Friday, Media Day, press conference. Tune in live to see the matchups, the face-offs. Saturday, the Global Championship kicking off at 7 p.m. CST.
And then Sunday,
you guys know that Breakin is about competition and education. Sundays are Education Day, where we will have special workshops for those in town, of course, with respect to COVID-19 regulations. But that's the weekend, y'all. That's Space City Classic 2021.
That's going to be off the chain.
If you're wondering how to tune in, what's the best way to stay updated, to get your little pings and notifications, we have a break-free worldwide app now, guys, available on Apple and Android markets. All you got to do is take your little fingers and go to your app store and type in Break Free Worldwide. BREAKFREEWORLDWIDE. Break Free Worldwide. On there, you will see a location. Choose Break Free HQ. We will have all of our hip-hop schools locations there, which are for our students. But if you are a fan of Break Free, if you want to take a champion mentorship class from any of our online mentors, if you want to tune into the event, if you want to see the news and get exclusive content, enroll in the bracket contest where the winner gets a $50 gift certificate to CYE Apparel, and check out the schedule for the whole year. Go to Break Free Worldwide and download the app. And also on our website, breakfreeworldwide.com, you can get some links to download the app from there. So, what did we learn today? What did we learn today, fellas?
We learned that there's going to be some crazy battles happening in Houston, Texas, baby. Hometown right here.
Yes, this week is going to be insane. I can't wait to kick it off with Monster Night Out.
And we also learned that you guys might lose some of the bets that we have on the side.
No way.
I don't know, man. But we're learning that now. We're learning that now.
As things develop.
We have some bets on the side, you know what I'm saying? You guys make your own bets. And if you want to bet with me, holla at me, you know what I'm saying? Get a little side bet going. But at the same time, nah, man, it's going to be crazy, amazing battles happening all weekend long. I'm so glad I'm not judging.
Yes.
I'm so glad I can just enjoy the show and just call competitors up.
That's right.
It's going to be a crazy, crazy night.
Global Breakin Championship Series. Global Breakin Championship Series.
Global Breakin Championship Series. Global Breakin Championship Series.
Tune in.
Breakin Championship Series.
Space City Classic 2021, y'all, live from Break Free HQ. See you next time. Peace. Don't port.